This video is sponsored by Squarespace. The Zelda series is packed full of little secrets and references. Some of these are well known, like a colossal horse being found near the Gerudo Desert in Breath of the Wild, likely a reference to Ganondorf's massive stallion from Ocarina of Time, which features the same colours, or the fact that Malon, Talon, Cremia and Romani all wear pendants of Bowser's face. But with a series so intricately designed as Zelda, there are a bunch more obscure references, glitches, secrets and Easter eggs, which I've been covering on this mini-series on the channel, Zelda Secrets. Previously we've covered things such as a dark alternate ending to the Minish Cap, mysterious footprints on Breath of the Wild's Death Mountain, and the truth behind the strange masks worn by shadow beasts. So subscribe if you haven't already for more Zelda content, and without further ado, let's get into it. The Minish Cap has its fair share of mysteries and obscure secrets. I've previously covered the mystery of the third Oracle House, where one of the game's side quests is seemingly left incomplete. Link can only find homes for 2 of the 3 oracles, leaving the third sister homeless, forever waiting by herself for a house. But this time we're looking at a mystery elsewhere in Castletown, a bizarre glitch which can only occur within Mama's Cafe. This tiny coffee shop is pretty unremarkable. A few customers lounge here and confuse kinstones with Link, and hidden in the roof is a tiny Minish cafe. However, it's here where one of the game's strangest glitches can occur. Like I mentioned, Link can house 2 of the 3 oracles in the northwest and southeast of the town. As a reward, the oracles which Link has found homes for will gift him charms, potions which augment Link's abilities and function as temporary versions of the alternate tunics which appear in many 2D Zelda games. Din's charm grants Link the red tunic, making him stronger, and Nehru's charm grants him the blue tunic, increasing his defense. Farore's charm serves as a balanced buff, boosting both attack and defense to a lesser degree, and switching Link's tunic to purple. These charms work normally everywhere in the world, except for Mama's Cafe. For whatever reason, using any charm here won't switch Link to the right tunic. It'll turn his outfit bright orange. Not only this, but his skin will change to a dull grey, and his eyes burn orange. This effect lasts until Link exits the area or shrinks to Minish size, or after a minute, and can't be replicated anywhere else as far as I know. It's one of the most obscure glitches in the series. Why only in this cafe? Why does his skin turn grey like that of Dark Link? We'll never know for sure. Jalhalla, Guardian of the Seal, is one of 2 creations of Ganondorf in the Wind Waker tasked with the slaughter of the sages, lurking in the final chamber of the Earth Temple. Jalhalla isn't actually a single organism, rather 15 regular Poes crammed into an arcane mask, which merges the spirits together into a single, colossal Poe. Link can defeat Jalhalla by reflecting light onto the Phantom, then using its size against it by throwing it into spikes, causing it to split into its individual Poes, all of which must be slain to finally defeat the boss. When the final one is destroyed, the mask itself looks around, scared and confused, before it tries to escape and is destroyed by the light. Judging by this, it'd appear that Jalhalla itself is just a mask, and its body was formed from the essence of multiple Poes. However, it does actually have a face under the mask, which we can see with the use of no-clip cameras. And interestingly, it seems that this was intended to be shown off in the game at one point, as in an earlier build of the game, built a week before the game's final release build, Jalhalla's figurine features its mask pulled up on its forehead, showing off its strange little face, with puffed up cheeks, a snout-like nose, and bright blue lips. As far as I'm aware, normal Poes don't have faces under their masks, so it's a mystery why Jalhalla, leader of all Poes, features one. I am glad they kept the mask on in the final version though, as it helps the boss feel like a dangerous, supernatural being rather than some kind of fat genie. If you've watched my videos for a few months now, you'll know I've been working with Squarespace, a genuinely brilliant, easy to use website building tool, with all the features you need crammed into a single website. No coding skills are needed at all, just pick whatever you like from the simple menus. Another cool feature I've previously shown off is the password protect feature. Lock a page, or your whole site, behind a password if you want, which is something that's always irrationally excited me, probably because it reminds me of password features on older games like Oracle of Ages and Seasons. And like last time, I've locked a secret page behind a password on my own Squarespace site, zeltic.co.uk, and I'll send a Wind Waker link amiibo over to whoever is the first to reach it using the clue I've hidden in this video, which leads to the password. If you want to build your own Squarespace site, they're offering 10% off your first purchase if you head over to squarespace.com/Zeltic or use code Zeltic. And if you're not sure, there's of course always the free trial, requiring no card details, which you can cancel at any time if it's not your thing. So if you want to build your own website incredibly easily, head over to squarespace.com/Zeltic or use code Zeltic. After Link destroys the parasitic Gohma, he's sent by the Great Deku Tree to meet Princess Zelda, far away from the quiet Kokiri Forest. The princess is found in a small garden within Hyrule Castle, but the guards won't allow Link to enter. He instead has to sneak all the way from Castletown to meet her, avoiding the attention of the soldiers. If captured, Link is dumped behind the castle's gate or just outside the main castle itself. This gatehouse is locked shut, forcing Link to climb a vine to circumvent it, unless he bribes the guard just outside, who'll open the gate for the price of 10 rupees. However, there's a strange detail about this guardhouse. Above the arch, there's a statue of some kind of bird of prey, wings outstretched. The strange thing about this statue is, Navi will turn green and target it, like she will with other objects of interest near Link. And if he stands near the statue on top of the guardhouse, he's given the option to check it, resulting in the bird statue reading the time to Link, just like gossip stones do if they're hit with a sword. It's never explained why this statue has some of the properties of a Sheikah gossip stone. Aside from this, it doesn't do anything, just a strange little detail. Speaking of strange little details in Ocarina of Time, let's move back from Hyrule Castle to the game's first area, Kokiri Forest, where Link's home is built into a tree, where the hero of time wakes up at the very start of the game. Interestingly, on the base of this tree we can see a little carving, likely made by scratching into the trunk with a stone. The carving depicts a small warrior, with sword and shield, facing off against a large dinosaur-like creature, reared back on its hind legs, roaring. It's long been debated what this drawing could be depicting, and who made it, but in my opinion it's likely the simplest answer. It's a carving of the massive dinosaur found in the game, King Dodongo, which the hero of time faces off against at the end of Dodongo's cavern. While this carving is found here from the very beginning of the game, before Link ever leaves the forest at all, we know that the hero of time has somewhat prophetic dreams. During the opening cutscene, he has a premonition of Zelda's escape and his first showdown face to face with Ganondorf. It's not a stretch to assume that he also dreamed of other parts of his future journey, like his face-off with the infernal dinosaur King Dodongo, and then marked his treehouse with a drawing, as children often do with their dreams. The moon in Majora's Mask is one of the single most iconic visuals in the Zelda series, an omnipresent threat, your doom slowly drawing ever closer. But there's an interesting connection between this moon and another Nintendo game, Star Fox. Just like in Star Fox 64, you can actually find a secret warp in the original Star Fox's asteroid field. It involves shooting a sequence of red rocks, which then allows you to travel to the awesome black hole. However, just before the black hole opens up, this strange moon appears. You have to blow up this laughing asteroid, which apparently contained or collapses into this black hole. But does this laughing asteroid look familiar to you? A moon, grimacing with a full set of teeth, a large nose, and burning red eyes. Could this actually be the first appearance of the Majora's Mask moon, years before its main game? Aside from the fact that they're both celestial bodies with the same face, what else is there to this? Well, an interesting detail is that both the moon and the asteroid were designed by the same person. Takaya Imamura is a bit of a veteran at Nintendo, known for his work on Star Fox and F-Zero mainly. For the SNES Star Fox, Takaya was responsible for non-polygonal graphics, the character designs, backgrounds, and the laughing moon. Years later, Imamura stepped up to the role of lead art director on Majora's Mask, so he'll have had a huge influence in the design of the game, including the famous moon. Could it be that the art director for Majora's Mask took inspiration from a Star Fox SNES asset he designed years earlier for what has become one of the most memorable and iconic visuals in the Zelda series? It could well be a coincidence, but it's interesting that the same artist designed both of these evil-faced moons, moons that both have some kind of link to alternate dimensions. Blowing up the Star Fox moon leads to the black hole, while Majora's moon is also closely connected to alternate dimensions. Termina itself is of course in some sort of parallel world to Hyrule, but also inside the moon itself appears to be a different plane of reality. It's unlikely that this much thought went into all this at all, but it's definitely a cool connection between the two games. If Imamura did intentionally base the moon from Majora's Mask on the laughing asteroid from Star Fox, then that's one of the most obscure and hidden references I think I've ever encountered in video games. The thought must have crossed his mind, as he designed both of them, so who knows? If you're someone who likes to think games are connected, then the moon which ends up falling from the skies onto Termina could have once been found in the Lilith system, in the dark maze of the asteroid belt near Corneria. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, leave a like or subscribe if you haven't already for more Zelda content. And be sure to check out Squarespace if you'd like to build your own website. A huge shout out to Klangon, my younger brother, for this brilliant new outro theme. Cheers guys, and I'll see you next time.